Hey! Fine.
We had 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of mescaline, 5 sheets of high-powered blotter acid, a salt shaker half full of cocaine, a whole galaxy of multicolored uppers, downers, screamers, laughers, also a quarter tequila, quarter rum, case of beer, pint of raw ether, 2 dozen amyls. Not that we needed all that for the trip, but once you get locked into a serious drug collection, the tendency is to push it as far as you can. The only thing that really worried me was the ether. There is nothing in the world more helpless and irresponsible and depraved than a man in the depths of an ether binge. And I knew we'd get into that rotten stuff pretty soon.
Okay, I fucked up twice already. If you noticed, I uploaded last night. Or this is going to be weird because this is going to be like weeks in advance. But I fucked up. I'm just saying it now. I uploaded last night and I chose the wrong audio file. And the audio file I chose was a story about me losing my virginity. But I made the title and gave it a description as if it was just another political rant that I went on. And I went to go review some of the audio this morning and realized that I chose the wrong audio file last night. I was in kind of a hurry, so maybe we can't fuck this one up. Since I've already fucked it up once, this is the second time I've recorded this because the first time my computer just would not locate my microphone. So here's a quick little story that I'm just going to talk about. I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and listen to my bullshit.
Who is that nasty?
Zach will kill you and fuck your bitch.
People pay $1 million for one drop of my sperm.
So, good morning. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. What words, English, Zach, focus. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, no matter what time it is. Okay, there we go. I'm thirsty. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. I really do. I do not like to see people suffering. So, yeah, I fucked up and I uploaded the wrong audio. Good thing I caught it this morning because I just deleted it off everything, off my website, Buzzsprout, YouTube, and then it takes 24 hours when I upload to Buzzsprout. It takes about 24 hours for everything to go through and for it to be up on Apple Podcast and Spotify and all that good shit. So it's a good thing it didn't get there yet because I'd be all over the place trying to delete it. Anyway, so those of you that don't know, I do reside in Missouri. I don't think there's anybody that listens to this fucking thing that doesn't know that. I live in the big M.O. show me state. I fucking hate it here. Kind of, actually. It's not that bad. But, excuse me. That was inappropriate. Anyway, I don't necessarily hate it here, but it's pretty boring, right? And I knew I was going to be coming down here, like the nights leading up to me leaving. So one of those nights, it was literally like the night before I left. Me and my brother were bored and we didn't have anything to do. And we were like, man, this is going to be lame. This is not how we're going to go out. We need to remember our time together because we didn't know when the next time we were going to see each other was. So we wanted to have fun and enjoy each other's company. So we were walking around Bremerton, our hometown, and we were trying to come up with ideas on what we can do. And we had some zombie matter, which is spice, which is people in Missouri call it K2 because that's the brand. So we had a bunch of spice, and we had some money. We didn't have a ton of money. I think we had like $27 or something like that in cash. And we walked down to the ferry terminals that night, and we were just chilling. We were smoking. We went out onto this dock where everybody has their boats and stuff, and we went out there on the water, and we were just smoking. We had a few. I think we each had like one tall boy or something like that our mom got us. And no, we had a few. We had my mom buy us a few tall boys, and we sat out there by the water, and we drank and we smoked a little bit of pot, and then we were literally just sitting there bored, and we were like, let's just go to Seattle. So we came up with that random idea to just go to Seattle. And I might have mentioned this before, but I don't think I've ever told the whole story. So we go inside the ferry terminal. We figure out when the next ferry is coming, because it's free. It's a free one-way trip. Like, you can go to Seattle, but then you have to pay. You have to pay for a ticket to get back. And so we hop on the ferry and we just mob all the way to Seattle. I mean, it's like a 40, it's probably like 45 minutes, I think, or something like that. 45 minute ferry ride from Bremerton to Seattle. And, we're walking around the ferry, we're doing our thing, not really knowing what we're going to do when we get to Seattle. But, there's a lot more shit going on in Seattle than there is in Bremerton. So we get to Seattle, we get out of the ferry terminals, and we're kind of like, what do we do? What are we going to do now, And we started walking around, and anybody that's been in that area, probably not a lot of you have, but man, homeless people, a lot of homeless people. It smells like piss and it smells like shit because, homeless people piss and shit on the sidewalk. So it stinks really bad around that area of Seattle, and just all downtown Seattle just stinks anyway, like fucking like human piss. It's horrible. we got to do something about this. Anyway, so we're walking around, and we're checking some stuff out here and there, and we walked by the gum wall, and we ended up in a lot of weird places, but we ended up by this park that has this really interesting corner store. Like at the edge of the park, right by the street, there's this little corner store, like a regular corner store you'd think you could walk up in and, grab some drinks and snacks, whatever, and be on your way. But it's like a drive-by corner store. So there's no door to get in. There's only a window to walk up to. But it's literally like the size of an AM PM. Like, it's like a full Casey's. And you're not allowed to go inside. You got to walk up to the window and you got to ask the dude or tell the dude what you want, and he'll walk around and grab it for you, and then you buy shit through the window. And it's like there's levels to the window. There's like one level, and then there's like his side, and then a middle room that's just empty, and then there's another side, and then there's like a little spinny thing that you put the money on, and he'll spin it, grab the money, spin it back around, and give you your stuff. And I guess that's so they don't get stolen from and robbed and shit like that. So it makes sense being where it's at. So we walk around a little bit trying to find someone that can buy us alcohol. And I don't know how much experience anybody listening has with homeless people and asking them to do things for them. But a lot of homeless people are more than happy to buy whoever, whatever, as long as they get a little something out of it, right? So we gave this dude, I don't remember, like some money. We gave him like $20 or something like that. And we asked him to just buy us a bunch of tall boys. And I think we ended up getting like a bunch of Coors Light. Or a bunch of Coors. I don't know if it was Coors Light. I'm not sure. Anyway, we got a bunch. We had like 3 each, and then one to share for me and my brother. So me and my brother got 7 tall boys. And then we gave the dude, I think we got the homeless dude like 1 or 2 tall boys, and then I gave him a few bucks. And I mean, he probably ripped us off a little bit, but we didn't really care. We were already fucked up, and we just wanted to keep drinking. So we got our we got our beer, and we're walking around downtown Seattle, just drinking tall boys, walking through alleyways. Every time we'd see a cop, we'd kind of go the opposite way, go down an alleyway, and fucking, just because people that look like me and my brother back then, we were, young looking, and, we just dressed like kind of like skateboarders, because we kind of were, but we dressed like skaters, and we had backpacks, and it's just the way we looked and how young we were. People like that tend to get harassed a little bit by the police down there, because those kind of people cause trouble, at least in their experience. A lot of kids around that age that look like that cause a lot of problems. So 9 times out of 10, kids like that with that profile are probably up to no good in Seattle at 10, 11 at night. So we make our way to the big Ferris wheel, and if you've played The Last of Us 2, it accurately depicts downtown Seattle, and the Ferris wheel, and even the museum and everything that's right by the Ferris wheel. It's all accurate, and it was kind of a trip to go through that game and be going through places that you've actually physically been in real life. So it was kind of cool. But anyway, we were down by the ferry terminals, and if you've never been down there, it's just like a giant dock. Like everything, like what you're standing on is wood. Everything's wood. It's just like a giant dock that has, a lot of storefronts and whatever else on it, right? And me and my brother are just posted up, drinking, smoking what little bit of pot that we had, and we were getting fucked up. Like, we were, really fucked up. We were just scrawny little kids, not much body weight to us, so there really wasn't a lot to absorb that alcohol either, because we hadn't really eaten all that day. And yeah, that's something that me and my brother, we didn't really get to eat a lot unless we went down to my mom's house. So yeah, we didn't have anything in our stomachs really. So we got really fucked up really quick. And we were smoking what little bit of pot we had. People were walking by, and we'd try to, hide our beers so nobody would call the cops or anything. But, being young and drunk, you turn into just an ignorant asshole, I guess. And we end up by this fountain, and there's like benches outside, because this is right outside the ferry terminal. We didn't want to stray too far away, because we still needed to go home. And we were by this fountain that's outside the ferry terminal. There's benches in front of it and stuff, and we're fucked up at this point. Like, we've drinking all of our beer, and like 4 or 5 tall boys to someone like me, I probably weighed 120 pounds back then, was a lot. And it says even more for my brother, because he was like, I don't know, quite a bit shorter than I was, and he probably weighed like 30, 40 pounds less than I did. So, there wasn't really a lot there. Like, dude, 30% of his body was Coors. So we were super fucked up. And we're sitting on this bench, and we use one of our cans to make like a pipe out of it, like you did when you were a kid when you wanted to smoke pot. So we make a little can pipe, and we bust out the spice. We got this little like amber colored vial of spice, which is like a Coke vial, for anybody wondering. It's just like a little Coke vial you'd have on your necklace. and I unscrew the cap, put a little bit on the can. We start smoking, and if you've never smoked K2, it's the fact that they call it synthetic marijuana is just a tragic misrepresentation of what marijuana actually is, because it is nowhere even close on the spectrum. Like, it wouldn't even fall in the same family. Spice is just like a bunch of leaves that they spray the fuck out of with whatever kind of chemicals or whatever kind of shit they spray it with. So when they call it synthetic marijuana, someone sees that and then they smoke it and then they get the effects of it. They go, "Oh man, this must be what marijuana is like." You know, a lot of people that have never smoked go to K2 or Spice or Zombie Matter, whatever you want to call it, because it's easier to get if you live in a place where recreational marijuana is not legal yet, which was the case when I still lived in Washington. This was back before recreational weed was legal, so it just tells you how long ago it was. It was about like 7-8 years ago almost. And that stuff is just way more readily available. You can go to any smoke shop, pretty much any gas station. They got a ton of it. And yeah, we bought the fuck out of it. So anyway, we're smoking, and it makes you feel really weird, almost like static. Like the way that fuzzy, staticky TV screen looks, that's kind of how you feel. At least in my experience. And it'll make you do some weird shit. Like, it'll make you say, like, or make retarded ass noises for no reason. And God, I remember one time, the first time I ever did brand name K2 was in Missouri a long time ago. And I ended up walking around on my fucking knees with all my friends. We were all walking around on our knees pretending we were preschoolers. And we were like lining up for the bus. Dude, really weird. Just a really strange experience. So me and my brother are smoking, right? We're smoking quite a bit. We're passing it back and forth. And then, like, the city is dead at this time. It's like 1, 2 in the morning. And there's nobody really driving around down by the ferry terminals, because the time it's most busiest, obviously, is going to be during the day. People commuting, going to and from work and whatnot. And there was nobody except me and my brother right out front, smoking, being drunk, being loud, ignorant, fucked up on spice and beer. And this cop drives by, and there's like a stoplight, you know, like 20 yards to our left. So he's like stopped there, and we knew he was watching us. We like straightened up really quick, like some Catholic schoolgirls, and we sat there trying to pretend to be good boys. And he drove by so slow, just mugging us, looking at us like, I don't have a reason to talk to these boys, but I sure fucking want to. We didn't give him a reason, or we tried not to give him a reason, was what I'm trying to say. I'm not very good with words this morning, if you can't tell. And so he drives by super slow, like 3 or 4 miles an hour, like so fucking slow. And he gets to the next stoplight, which is like, 100 feet away now. And me and my brother stand up, and we're kind of like, we're like doing the X over our crotch, like flipping him off. We're like, fuck the police, because we're all drunk and ignorant. And he didn't get out of his car when he drove by, so we thought we were good. And we were just ignorant as fuck after that. And he never came back. At least I don't think, not while we were still outside. He just kept going on his merry way. He was probably like, man, that's a lot of bullshit to deal with at this time of day. And we ended up going, okay, we need to get back home. We're really fucked up. We walk up the stairs, get inside the ferry terminal, which is, a nice big place with it's almost like a miniature mall. Like, think of a mall, and it's got like its little food kiosks. And that's what the ferry terminal is like, except like the size of a few gas stations. Not very big. So we're sitting there in front of these big glass pane windows. And we start getting rowdy. Me and my brother start getting rowdy with each other because we're super fucked up just sitting there. We ain't got nothing to do. So, and this was like Facebook and all that stuff was out, but like nobody was really like running around on their cell phones like they were today. Like it wasn't like, oh, let me go hop on TikTok because I'm bored and I want to watch some videos. To me and my brother back then, Facebook and YouTube was only something you could access from a computer. Just a weird thing I wanted to put in there. So we were bored. And we never saw these kids, but apparently, like, you know, around the corner, there was a little group of kids, like high school kids. All dudes is what we were told, all dudes. And me and my brother start like rustling each other. We're like chasing each other around the ferry terminal. We're tackling each other into trash cans, being super loud, and we're kind of fighting. We're like doing body shots, punching each other in the chest and in the arms and in the legs, you know, just being rough boys, how boys do. And we kind of calm ourselves down, and we're getting ready for the ferry because we see the ferry coming and it's getting ready to dock. So we're like, all right, let's kind of calm down. We're getting ready to get on the ferry. We'll be home soon. And these two cops walk up out of nowhere, and one of them grabs Quentin like by the back of the shirt collar, and the other one grabs me by my neck, and they walk us outside, and we start kind of like get the fuck off of me. What are you doing? Who the fuck even are you? You haven't identified yourself. You haven't said anything. Like, we were completely caught off guard. We didn't even see him walk up. They just grabbed us. So obviously our first instinct is to, you know, kind of fight them off because we didn't know they were cops at first. So me and my brother do that. We turn around and see that they're cops, which confuses us even more. Regular ass dudes wanting to fight would have made more sense. So they walk us outside to the little balcony area, or the second story area. It looks like a balcony, and we're on the second story, but it feels a lot taller than a second story. I don't know. It's just the second story, but it's actually like 60 feet off the ground. So it's higher than a 2-story house is what I'm trying to say. And they're sitting there talking to us like, what's going on, guys? And we're like, oh, we just, came to hang out with a friend and we're going home. We got fucked up at the friend's house and we're just trying to go home. And they told us the reason they were there was because of that group of kids that were also in the ferry terminal. They were scared for their lives. That's what we were told. We were being so rowdy that they were scared for their lives. So they called the cops because two brothers were just playing around and having fun. It's not like we were mad at each other when we were wrestling either. We were laughing. We were joking. Like, scared for your lives? Come on, man. Be real. And that's what we were kind of saying. We were like, you're joking. There's no way. I was like, you can go review security footage. There's no fucking way that's real, dude. I was like, you guys are just assholes. And I started to get a little mouthy because I'm drunk. And my brother starts to get a little mouthy because he's drunk. And I start like kind of bucking up to the cop that has me by the back of my neck. I start like getting in his face and arguing with him that he's just, a bullshit pussy. And he just wants to try to feel like a big man. And that's why he's got to try to fucking contain these little kids. And that's when they started to become really big dicks. He grabbed me and he like threw me up against the railing and just like super aggressively kicked my feet apart so I could spread my legs. And he started searching me and I was like, what are you searching me for? Am I under arrest? He's like, I'm searching you for my own safety. I was like, dude, that's against the law, bro. I was like, you can't just come up and search a minor. I was like, I'm a minor. Did you know that? And that's when he was like, you're not 18. And I was like, I am not 18 years old. And then he kind of quit patting me down. And then he immediately threw me in handcuffs. And my brother saw that and he starts screaming. He's like, fuck no, fuck this, fuck that. And then I'm facing like my brother. We're like 2 feet apart. And I'm like, bro, just calm down. It's all good. Because I saw how aggravated he was getting. And me and my brother share with my dad. Thank you, Father, so much for this. We have very short tempers and we're easily angered. And it's so fucking hard to control my anger when it happens. So Quentin starts turning into like a little Tasmanian devil. And then he starts threatening suicide. He was like, I'm going to just jump off this fucking balcony and kill myself if you take my brother. And just going the fuck off. It was fucking hilarious looking back at it, but it was a little dramatic, in the moment. You're like, what the fuck is happening? Because I got these 2 officers yelling, Quentin yelling. I'm trying to figure out how to calm shit down. And long story short, they take us inside this building that's like not far away. Not far away from the ferry terminal. It was like connected. They take us inside this building and they take Quentin in another room. They take me in another room and they start like running my information, talking to me, asking me all these questions, like mental health questions and shit. And I was like, am I being arrested? And he was like, well, we haven't figured that out yet. And I was like, what do you mean you haven't figured that out? Either you illegally detain me and you're just fucking playing around with me because you're bored, or I'm in handcuffs because you're going to charge me with a crime. I was like, those are the 2 options here. I was like, you can't just throw me in handcuffs and then just be like, I was just playing, bro. I was like, I've already missed my ferry. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? How am I going to get home? And he ended up taking my little vial of spice out of my front jacket pocket. It was like a pocket that ran across the front of my chest. He unzipped it and took it out and he goes, what's this? And I told him exactly. I was like, it's spice. I was like, it's legal. You could go buy it at any smoke shop. You want to fucking go look? And he was like, I mean, you could tell he wanted it to be cocaine because that's what it looked like in that little vial. And you couldn't really tell because the vial is like an amber color, so it was dark. All he saw was a substance in there. And I was like, no, it's spice. And he kind of shut up real quick. It was a good thing we smoked all of our weed at that point because that would have been the one thing that they had on us. And so anyway, he ends up telling me that I have a court date. But that court date, I mean, I was so fucked up, dude. I was drunk as fuck. And he told me I'm going to have to appear in front of a judge in Seattle some random day a few months later after the fact. And I was like, okay, whatever. I signed whatever paper I need to... Oh, look at that. Thank you for interrupting the fucking podcast, you piece of shit. Let's see what they have to say. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, this is Zach. Ah, you stupid bitch. Anyway, sorry for that interruption, guys, but when scammer or when these stupid telemarketers call, I like to try and fuck with them, but she didn't even give me a chance. Anyway, so he gave me the court date. It was for like months later, and I ended up like crinkling up the paper and throwing it off the ferry anyway. So, but yeah, long story short, we fucking, we ended up wrestling with those cops a little bit, and apparently scaring the fuck out of some little pussy schoolboys. And me and my brother make our way back onto the ferry. We make our way back home, and everything's all good. And I honestly think that I still have a warrant for my arrest in that county, in King County, because I missed my court date, obviously. How are you going to give a kid... I was under the age of 18. Wait, was I? No, I wasn't. damn it. I just fucked up the story, guys. I was an adult. I don't know why I told him that I wasn't. I remember telling him that I wasn't an adult, but thinking about it now, I know that I was an adult. I was like 20, or no, I was 19. Anyway, so yeah, I was an adult, and but like, how are you gonna give a young kid all this paperwork and he's supposed to remember all this shit when he's drunk as fuck? Like, dude, I feel like a lot of people would have done the same thing, just toss the paperwork, because you're drunk, you're in the moment, you don't really care, you're not thinking about the consequences. So yeah, I ended up skipping court, not on purpose, but because I could just completely forgot. I had wiped it from my memory. I had no recollection of needing to go to a court date at all, or go to a court appearance. And I mean, they probably would have just fined me like $500 anyway. So it would have just been pointless. But that's a good lesson, kids. Don't skip court. But here's the catcher. I've been that was such a long time ago that after 7 years, those little petty warrants like that just go away, because it's just a waste of time and money to, to try and pursue that any further. Like $500 at most. Like, probably I would have got like a $350 to $500 fine. All that over the last 7 years. I think it's been about 7 years. It has to be, because I've been in Missouri for 7 fucking years. So, I had a warrant. I don't know if they changed the laws on how long that is, because after a certain point, your warrants will go away, unless they're for something like, robbery or murder or pedophilia or some dumb shit, sex trafficking, something that's actually a serious crime, right? So my warrant is probably gone now. I honestly haven't checked. I don't really care, because I don't ever intend on going back to King County. So, and even if I do, I don't plan on getting in trouble. And even if I did go back, like say I flew into Seattle tomorrow morning, I'm pretty sure that the cops wouldn't be sitting there waiting for me, because they see on the flight roster, they're like, oh, Zach Hines, that motherfucker. We've been waiting for him for 7 fucking years for a fine, $350 fine. Let's go get his bitch ass. We're going to be standing there when he gets off the plane, and he's going to have to pay us that petty little amount of money. So I hope it's gone. If not, I honestly don't care. They might, like I said, they might have changed the law. Last time I read upon those laws, it was like 7 years, maybe 10. I still don't plan on being in Washington or King County in any amount of time. So good luck, and thanks for that awesome fucking memory that I will cherish and hold on to forever, to whoever those shit police officers were, just doing their jobs. And I'm sitting here complaining about it. But anyway, so yeah, that's a cool little fun story that I like to remember and think about sometimes, because I miss the fuck out of my brother. He's the only full blood brother that I have. I do have 2 other brothers that I love just as much, but there's like a different connection when you're full blood, and me and my brother spent so much time together, like we were the only people there for each other. We were each other's only friend. So no matter what, even though we've both grown up and we've done a lot of shit in between then and now, I still feel the same. You know what I mean? That's my little brother. I love the fuck out of him, and I miss him a lot. That's why I wanted to, kind of do this, talk about this story instead. Ow, I just bit the fuck out of my tongue. Some bullshit. Ouch. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, if you're a little confused by that audio I played in the beginning, that's from the greatest movie of all time, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And I thought, what more perfect of a piece of audio to use than that? Because my brother loves that movie, and every time I think about him, I think about that movie too. I can literally name every single line said in that movie from beginning to end. Word for word, I know everything said in that movie. I've seen it that many fucking times. I've spent many of hot summer days watching that movie 3 or 4 times, just being so stoned out of my mind, just zoned out watching that movie. So, if you haven't seen it, go check it the fuck out. Johnny Depp is awesome. Anyway, I'm going to hop up off here. We're running into 37 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're making the most of your fucking life. I recently just started getting back into my workout routine. And let me tell you, I'm sore as fuck. But it's all going to pay off. And something else that I got back into was that healthy eating lifestyle. No more fast food, no more greasy bullshit, all good, healthy, organic food only. Your body is your fucking vehicle for your consciousness. So when you go to the gas station, you're not going to put diesel in your car unless your car takes diesel. But when you go to the gas station, you don't put the wrong gas in your car. But why? Because it's not going to work right. So why don't you do the same thing for your body? I promise. Just eat straight for a month. Healthy fats. Try to cut out as many carbs as you can. Sometimes carbs aren't that bad depending on how much and what kind of carbs you eat. I guarantee it. You put better stuff into your body, you're gonna get way better feeling out of your body. I promise. You are what you eat. So you eat shit, you're gonna feel like shit. It just makes sense. It just sucks when so many people complain about feeling like shit, having headaches, having cramps, all this other shit. And there's a real easy solution. It's your diet. Regular exercise and diet is key. You need to take care of your body because we need to stay on this earth for a very long time. I'm trying to live to be 103 years old, just in case anybody wants to know. That is my goal for years lived on this planet. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fucking fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to go get a quick little workout in and then cook the fuck out of some bacon because, yes, bacon can be healthy depending on the way that you cook it. So anyway, guys, I love the fuck out of anybody listening and anybody that represents the Hindsight Podcast. That was so fucking stupid and embarrassing. I might cut that out. Anyway, I love the fuck out of you guys. Until next time, peace the fuck out.